travel to a faraway jungle to find the source, each having their own reasons. Welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation.
Welcome back, everybody. A brief recap then. In our last session, our party had a standoff with Raznazi after gaining an audience with him under the ruse of being prisoners of Fenthazas, the high priestess of the Yuan temple in Omu. With the last of Raznazi's guard falling dead, they only had the Hydra left to battle, when Fenthaza came running in, begging the party not to kill her baby. We are technically still in combat, as Fenthaza steps forward into Lunan's dinosaurs, and she looks a little bit annoyed when she takes damage. She says, speaking soothingly in her snake speech that you've become familiar with. A small mule escapes the Hydra's mouth, as Fenthaza then steps 5 feet downwards, peeks around the corner into the room, and a smile quickly spreads across her face as she shouts with glee. Raznazi, he is dead. You have done well. As agreed, I shall uphold our bargain and give that to you which was promised. But then you must depart. Some of the slaves have broken loose along with a few of my brethren, still loyal to Raznazi. But they are being dealt with. And so, if you choose to stay, I must warn you the Yuan they do not take kindly to the murder of their leader, corrupted as he was. Behind her, the sound of combat seems to be slowing, and all of you, except for Dusted, can see the UNT that fled just 2 rounds before lying on the ground by the great double doors, grappled and surrounded by Fenthaza's retinue. Slaves too lie on the ground in pools of their own blood. Fenthaza begins to cast a spell.
I cannot do anything. Go ahead.
Okay, I was pausing to give you a choice. So, she casts a spell, and using a bonus action, she casts Misty Step. And as she does... Oh, where's she gone to? She Misty Steps right next to the Hydra. No, Fenthaza, hold on.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Ah, there she is. I found it. No, stop moving, woman.
Doesn't want to play with you.
I'm just gonna have to re-add her. Bugger.
So, let me understand this correctly. You mean that you are saying that I cannot marry her?
Are you talking in-game? Or are you asking me...
I wish, Vargo.
Is Vargo saying you mean I can't marry her?
No, he's not saying it. He's just thinking about it.
Fair enough, Vargo. Fair enough. So...
Another one lost.
She Misty Steps 30 feet next to the pillar and her pet Hydra and places a hand on the Hydra, rubbing it while soothing it. And then another spell from her hands, as it almost seems to be revitalized by some sort of healing magic. And its last 2 remaining heads almost dip and nuzzle into her. As I was saying, should you wish to leave with your lives, Now is the time for you to do so. The river behind Kesinga here leads south to a riverbank where 2 rowboats are docked. Take the southernmost passageway that will lead to the surface and the secret exit. The cubes I promised you, they are stored under the seat of that hideous iron throne. Take what you can and go. Now! Before my clan
Luna-
demands blood for their murdered patriarch.
Lunan drops the spell while she's talking.
Okay.
Good idea, yeah.
Like drop concentration, so the Hydra won't take damage again.
Okay. Lunan, you...
Mhm.
That ends
I-
her turn, by the way.
Oh, right, okay.
Next
Back.
up in the combat order then is the Hydra. The Hydra, a little docile but struggling with your rope, Yelena, tries to break free. I need you to roll a contested strength check, please.
If it looks like Fanthaza has it under control, Yelena will let go of the rope.
Okay, roll a perception check then. Unless you would judge that she looks to have it under control already.
She'll just double check. Oh my god, why is it open another tab?
I mean, she's rubbing it and it's mewling, and nuzzling one of its heads into her armpit. It looks like she has it under control. 100% you're convinced she does.
Alright, she'll let the rope go.
Okay.
Man, I wish I had a Hydra. It would be very nice.
Perhaps after we get out of this place.
Is that the promise?
If
Any
you find one.
Yeah.
Any signs of the cube? Not ours. I mean, the ones Rasnasi had with
They
him.
were under the chair or the throne.
Mhm.
That
The
Rasnasi
chair.
sat on.
The royal chair.
Yeah, chair. The royal chair.
The royal chair.
Everyone, grab your stuff and let's grab the cube.
I'm going to expand my last first level spell slot in using detect magic,
Oh.
just to see around.
Okay. As soon as it's your
What happened to the Hydra?
Disintegrated by. I don't know.
Jarlena, you strung the rope too strongly.
We banished it.
Are we still in combat
Yes.
rounds?
We are still in combat rounds. As Yelena lets go of the rope, the 2 Hydra heads, or well, the 1 Hydra head that was roped, lassoed, swings up and then looks around menacingly at you all, one by one. And its gaze then falls on Fanthaza, that shakes the rope, and it too snuggles closer to her. The Hydra doesn't move or attack, but you watch the interaction between the Hydra and Fanthaza, and at the end of its turn, 6 heads quickly begin to grow out of the stumps where the previous 3 were. From the corridor you hear sounds of moving as one of the bodyguards that you met earlier comes marching into the room. Let me go into here. 6. Moving 30 feet into the room, it starts to speak in the snake draconic tongue. She nods at him and replies, and he then turns to bark out some commands, which then ends his turn, bringing us to Dusted and the top of round 9.
Dustin is still a little confused, taking in what is going on. But since the Hydra is now not fighting him, he's gonna activate feline agility.
Mm-hmm.
So he has 60 movement, spending the first to get to the throne,
Mm-hmm.
and grabbing the two cubes there.
It's gonna take, I'd say, an action to rifle through the seat to find the latch and lift it up, and then pull the cubes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. And that is 10 movement, and then back to his equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that takes an action to pick up, but he's gonna try to pick that up. If he can't,
Except both.
okay. And then he's standing with a sword in his hand that is still on fire, which is kind of really annoying because he has no idea how to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna try to remember if he can do that. I don't know if he can do that this turn, but he will try to remember what Rasna C said before lighting it on fire.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you remember, then go ahead. But if you don't,
I unfortunately don't. It's quite a long time ago. But I remember you saying something. That's the problem. But I don't remember what you said. So
give me an intelligence check.
oh yeah, that's gonna work out so well. Does it roll or
I haven't seen.
hello? I'm clicking it, but nothing's happening.
I have not seen anything. Roll. Have you got to roll a dice in this?
I'm just gonna roll dice in person and withdraw one.
Hang on.
Hey, it's a 1. Nope. Dustin is just standing there with a flaming sword, waving it about, trying to put it out. There you go. And that was 20 movement.
Mm-hmm.
30, 40. If I can press past the Hydra with the flaming sword.
Mm-hmm.
35. How deep is the water?
Are you going to just gaze? It's well, mind you, with the sword, there's no light in here, but the flaming sword is shedding about 10 foot worth of light, so you can see it. It's dark. It's a dripping cave. Roll.
So swimming is required for this, basically. It is what Dustin would think. If he cannot see the bottom with the sword, he assumes that he has to swim.
Okay.
Didn't they say there was a boat?
Not here, right? There would be a boat here if there was, but there's not. She said there was a boat to the south of here.
Okay.
So, what's the rule for swimming? I haven't been swimming in this game for so long. What is the rules again?
Half movement?
Swimming is half movement.
I think
Unless
so.
swimming speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can move, and he doesn't. So it's basically he has 25 left. So he can move 10 feet in the water, maybe.
So
He's gonna jump in anyway, and that's not very smart with the sword. But there you go.
Okay. Does that bring us to the end of your round then?
It does.
Okay. Which then means next up is Lunan.
Lunan already have his full inventory. He picked that up in the beginning of the fight.
Correct?
And I'm just checking if this one gave me anything.
Be working out.
No, I don't think it does anything. I'm just checking if the ring of water breathing gives me any type of movement in water.
Mhm.
But I
Would be
don't
nice
think
if it did.
just water breathing.
Yeah. Okay, good. Then I know. Because I do not have Water Walk active, so I couldn't cast it.
Mm-hmm.
But Luna will take a quick look around, and he will, as a bonus action, have the flail just move back here,
Mm-hmm.
in case we will need it, and then make a full movement. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I think Lunan will take his action to move as well. What was it half speed in water, or what did we say?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then 1, 2, 3. I have 35 feet of movement, or I had, so I guess that would only translate to 15.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see?
Right. Let me unfog.
I might actually move so I see a bit better.
Okay. Yeah, have you got 60-foot dark vision?
I believe so, yes.
All
It's
right.
not more, at least.
As you look down into the corridor, you can see your dark vision starts to kick in. I'm going to do this up to there.
And I don't see any boats.
You do not see any boats, but what you do see is the river continuing south and a little ledge on the side, almost like a pebble-ridden beach, but very small. And
So I yeah,
a big,
I just
large stalagmite, stalactite joining together in the center, just at the edge of your vision.
I just turn around saying, "Prepare for a long swim."
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right. Right. Then Yelena, before your turn, there is movement around. You see a couple of these other guards behind you moving into sight. A couple of them begin to beat down on the grappled Yuan on the ground. So much so that he then falls unconscious. Let's put him unconscious. Yeah. Which then brings us to your turn, Yelena.
She's gonna use her last first level spell slot to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Well done. I'm proud.
Just to see, like, because she's aware that we need to leave. They need to leave quite soon, so she's going to. She'll do that, and she'll pick up her stuff. And if she gets anything from it that isn't like, I guess, that isn't around like Raznazi and stuff, she's not interested in what Fenthaza is wearing or has, or the Hydra. Well, yeah.
Okay. Seeing as you're facing Fenthaza, the amulet around her neck, her necklace is magical, as well as her belt.
Yeah.
You notice that. The Sekolok, let me just bring him up quick. He is literally 5 feet from you on the ground. And as you look over him, you notice the large two-handed scimitar come greatsword gives off magic.
Okay.
And then Raz Nazi. My Raz Nazi. Oh, he's already on there. So. Raz Nazi. I wonder. Obviously, you know that the fire longsword is magical that Dusted is carrying.
Yeah.
As you look over Raznazi, the equipment, the braces that he's wearing on his arms are magical.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't seem to have it on there, bear with me. But I believe there is a small... There is a small object that is tucked into his red sash that is also... You can see the magic through the cloth underneath. It looks like a very small object. You can't quite make out what it is from here, but you definitely know that there's something magical hidden inside his cloth. I'm going to call it a sash.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's that. There's his braces, and then there were two scimitars. Was it two scimitars from his squire?
No one yet. As you look around the room, no one else has got anything magical.
Nah, that's alright.
Interestingly, if you're looking that way towards the throne room, a portion of the wall, there seems to be something magical on the back wall between the throne room. I'm going to draw it over here. Let me just do a blue line. There is almost a magical pattern woven into the wall at about waist height.
Mm-hmm.
You can roll an Arcana check for me if you want.
Sure, give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana isn't her strong suit, but she'll try. Did it? I don't want to press it like loads, but it's not rolling. I think Dusted had the same problem.
His came up after a little while, so maybe there we go.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's Fargo D6.
Just checking.
Yeah, I did custom roll because it was the only way I got it to work. And you should remember that you're also blessed, so it's a D4 plus whatever you have in intelligence as well.
A -1.
I don't know if the D4 is going to help you, but
That's a 6 total.
good job.
Yeah, that doesn't.
No.
Unfortunately, no.
She's just like, oh, magic. Who cares?
Okay, so that's your spellcasting detect magic.
Yes. She'll pick up her stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I assume is a bonus action, and then she can't pick up anything else, so she'll whisper to Valris about what she's found, and she'll also kind of try and gesture to Raznazi's sash while looking at Vargo, and also his braces. So they're kind of like trying to get them to each go for different bodies.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then
movement.
and then she's gonna run. I think she could probably get to just behind. Oops, sorry, wrong token. Just behind Dusted, because it's difficult terrain in the water.
Okay. All right.
And that would be her turn.
Which then brings us to Vargo.
I still think I'm going to do the same, yeah. Use Detect Magic as an action, using my last spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably expect, seeing that Rasnasi has magical thingies, but what I probably don't expect is the thingy in the wall. What was that?
Roll an Arcana check for me. I'm gonna give you advantage.
Alrighty. Not gonna complain about that. That would be 19.
You, being a wizard, you actually recognize these symbols quite quickly. You know immediately it's a glyph of warding. These glyphs are often used to protect doors or secret passageways.
I wish we had time to do something about that. But instead... So, Dusted just storm roll all the room and pick up all the cubes, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, and I have all my equipment with me, and I will make Yarlena... I will listen to Yarlena and go to Rasnasi, try to pick everything I can.
Okay.
Thing is, I already used my action, so that might interfere.
How much movement did you have? Or did you use to get there?
I believe I was here, so I have 10 feet left.
Okay. So, let's say then with your movement, you know exactly... Are you just taking the braces and whatever was hidden in his sash?
My intention was to cast Detect Magic to know exactly what things to take from Rasnasi. Maybe I will expend one more turn if investigation check or something is necessary.
If those are if you're only going for the magic items, then in terms of action, economy, and movement, I will say this is where you end your turn and you grab the 2 items off his body.
For now, I will do that, I think. I mean, I don't sense the urgency that much. I mean, what's 6 seconds going to make the difference here, honestly? So if that allows me to do a more thorough research on Rasnasi, I will expend one more turn. Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay, we are all going to die.
No. You are going to die. I mean, it's not personal or anything, but the rest of us are almost in the water now.
The what?
The ferry is sailing. We are in the water now. So this thing is sailing. I mean...
Maybe. all right. yeah. Maybe I'm not understanding too well what 6 seconds could mean in this situation. I would agree with that. It doesn't let me roll, but I have +4, so yeah, I will just roll a d20 as well. So that will be a 10.
A 10. Okay. You managed to rifle and undo the braces on his arms with a swiftness of movement. The thing in his sash sort of gets stuck, and you're trying to yank it out, and at the last minute you manage to pull it out, but without looking at what it is, you just pocket it, and you manage to step 5 feet away.
Anything else magical on Rasnasi, or those were the only 2?
Those were the only 2 that you saw, yes.
All right. Yarlena has the sword, right? Just to make up my notes.
No, Dusted has the sword.
Dusted has the long
sword. The great sword.
Yarlena
Yeah.
picks up the great sword on the ground.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Then I believe that's my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Then that brings us to Valrus.
With a deep sigh, ending in a bit of a cough, he quietly and exhausted and half dead limps past the Hydra, gives it a glare, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. gets to the edge of the river. That's it.
Okay. Is that your turn?
I guess he'll hold an action to dash along with the others once they start moving.
Yeah. I mean, you could use your dash action to
Did you want
jump
it?
in the water and get ahead of the others, I guess. Easily between Dusted and Lunan.
Oh, if I can retract a little bit, it seems Yerlena wanted the scimitars, so if I have a moment, go and quickly grab them.
Okay, so you as you head towards the Hydra, you backtrack, pull for the other 2 scimitars off the 2 dead suitors, bodyguards, and then cautiously limp past the Hydra to the edge of the water where you are now.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Some more movement sounds as you hear a little bit of shouting. Valga, you're the only one in the room. Shouting coming from the corridors and behind. Fenthasa's turn then. She looks and soothes her Hydra. She begins to cast a spell. Vargo, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Alrighty. I'm not mad. She's doing this because I like she likes me. Let's see. I cannot roll. It's +2, alright? So that will be a 12. If I fail, I have options, DM.
Okay. Do remember our deal. Deliver the black opal crown to me and uphold your end of the bargain.
As soon as we find it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I say.
In which case, hurry. And she soothingly talks to the Hydra again, and it almost seems to crouch down on its haunches as it lies down to make space for you to bolt past it. That brings us to the end of her turn and the Hydra's turn, and the top of round 10. Right. Dusted, what are you going to do for your next 2 turns? Are you going to be racing? Talk to me.
Yeah, Dustin's gonna be racing as far as he can. Lunan is probably the fastest swimmer anyway, but he's gonna try to get to here with a dash action.
Okay.
So 6 squares down to here. For the moment, he just have to swim with the sword as it is. Still no clue what the magic word was. Especially because he doesn't speak that Yuan stuff or Omuan or whatever was spoken when this weapon was used. So that's his turn.
Now, as you are moving with the blade through the water, you do notice, that the sword, as it is submerged underwater, the flame winks out, and you hear the sizzle and pop of water burning and steam rising off the surface of the river. The current is not strong, but it does almost help you along as you swim, and when you stroke, when the sword lifts out of the water, you can see the flames burst into life again, and then when the sword gets submerged underwater, they go out. You actually, with the current, manage to make it an additional 15 feet further down.
Oh, nice. Neat.
Alright. You've got dark vision?
Dust has 60 feet, I think. Let me just confirm that. I think.
Okay, that's 60 foot. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lunan.
Lunan is also going full speed ahead down.
Mm-hmm.
But before he leaves, he takes a last look at his spiritual weapon, as I think it will disappear like on round 11
I
anyway.
think.
Maybe 12, yeah.
11 or 12.
I think it was the first thing I put up, but I couldn't do it the first round, so it should disappear on the 12th round. But yeah, I'm placing it behind the Hydra in case the Hydra goes maniac towards us. But I will not be able to see. Or wait, I think I will actually, instead of moving it that way, I will move it so I can keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just swimming down 35 feet, which is from where I am to one square in front of Dusted.
With the current, you can move at your full movement rate if you're not fighting.
Okay, then I will probably take a quick step up on this just to see what it is.
Okay. Ooh. Alright, as you gently paddle yourself closer, the ground ahead of you is almost like a small beach. There are pebbles and broken bits of bone sticking and jutting out of the dirt. The water laps up onto the side as the current washes further down the cavern system towards your destination. In front of you is a solid door. It looks like it might be locked and barred from the inside because you don't see any sort of mechanism facing you.
I will just tell Dusted. We have a locked door here. I don't know if we have time to investigate it, but if you want, you could try to open it.
Looking around behind you, you notice that there is a flooded grotto, that sort of island in the middle with a full stalagmite that reaches up to the cavern, the ceiling. The underground river is quite wide at this point.
Do I see any objects on that island?
What you do see lapping up on the shore of the little island are the bones of various dead creatures, moving with the tide as the shoreline raises and falls. They almost seem to roll up and then roll back down with the tide.
I feel like this is the Hydra feeding ground. They might just throw in the prisoners here.
Well, in that case, that door will probably. In that case, the door will probably just lead to a prison cell, right?
Probably. The question is if we want to go in and disobey them or try to get out of here as quick as possible. We have probably a bit of time before the other catches up.
Was that your full
Lunan
movement?
takes... Yeah, I will take the step down to the edge of the water again. Then it would be my... close enough to my full movement.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No, I've used all my actions and bonuses. So
Roll
I'm
a
good.
perception check for me where you are. Yeah. I'm going to ask you to roll a perception instead of your passive while you're standing there.
The the thing doesn't work, but I'm rolling a normal +8, so that's
Goodness.
26.
Alright, as you're standing on there, you look around. Indeed, you do see what looks like sets of footprints on the ground. With a 26, you clearly make out it looks like there are drag marks. 2 parallel lines dragged to the edge of the water, and then footprints lead back through the doorway.
Yeah, this is just the waste disposal.
The waste disposal. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up then are the guards. And a couple of them move further in now that the other one is restrained. And they almost seem to turn around and barricade the door. You hear more scuffling and movement. Yelena, it is your turn.
She's gonna follow after Lunan and Dusted by dashing, I think. Yeah, she'll run out here with her dash.
Swim as fast as you can.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
That will be all. I don't think I have anything useful to help with the door.
Okay. As your turn ends, Vargo, just as you start moving, you notice from the corner, or the middle of the wall on the bottom where the disc was embedded into the ground, all of a sudden a Yuan begins to materialize in the space. And as he steps in, he takes a step forward, slams one fist against where our human heart would be, and bows his head and then drops to one knee. And Finthazza starts to reply to him again. And as his head is bowed, she almost seems to click and wave you on as quickly as possible past her, while she captures his attention. It is your turn, Vargo.
I make a quick gesture with my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Call me! And proceed to swim as far as I can.
Did you just say to her, call me?
Yeah, he did. Oh, God.
Oh, brilliant.
Lord have mercy.
Indeed. Okay. Are you going to use your action to dash as well?
Yes, basically I'm going to try to swim as fast as possible, which
Okay.
is not very much.
As you do hit the water, the current begins to pick up a little bit all the way, so you could probably just get past Lunan's spiritual weapon.
Alright. Not gonna complain about that. That will be all, I believe.
Okay. And I have sent you a message, Vargo. Right, then that brings
Alrighty.
us to Valorous.
Vargo, does Vargo have the crown? Then.
I pick up everything magical.
Oh well, he is just then going to follow the others.
Mm-hmm.
we go.
Okay.
And that is it.
All right. At this point, then I will say that we are technically out of combat, but we are still in a fleeing capacity. As you turn your back on the cavern and the throne room behind you, you begin to hear a little bit more of commotion. Finthaza raising her voice, and you almost hear a sound of meat slapping against meat and an anguished cry. And then you hear the sound of the Hydra screeching. Vargo, you in particular hear then the sound of bones crunching. Alright, I'll remove the spiritual weapon. That would bring us to Dusted and Lunan's turns. As you slowly or quickly swim your way further down the river, Dusted and Lunan. Yeah, I think your invulnerability potion disappears on end around 10?
No, 12. So,
12.
but so I can keep it on for another turn or so. But after the next turn, it disappears. So.
Okay. Dusted, as you make your way further down this deep, dark underground river, ahead of you, you notice it begins to open, and there is another opening to the side. As you
Still no boats.
Still no boats, no. Are you going to continue down the river?
I moved 6 squares, so I think that's my max.
If you're using your action to dash, then you can move, let's say, 9.
Okay, so that's 3 more there.
So that'll bring us to there. I'm going to reveal that much. Okay, Lunan.
I don't remember what the blue conditional marker was. Does anyone remember from last week?
I don't either. Sorry.
I will remove it if we don't remember.
I don't remember.
I removed the blessed since I lose concentration because of casting detect magic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I no longer wasn't concentrating on anything, and I no longer have advantage for whatever reason I had that.
Was it a potion you drank?
I don't think I did. That's why I'm confused. We can leave it for now, but I don't remember. I will move downwards towards the next bank.
Okay.
I have my normal speed is 35. It's 45 to there. Would I get there?
Yep. Yes.
So I would check this area out.
That's true, Jarlena. You're hasted, right?
Am I still hasted?
You took the potion, right?
You did take the potion, but I seem to remember it was either around 10 or 12 it was going to end.
That's true.
Someone was ending on 10.
Boy.
God, Jalina's just lying there motionless in the water for a turn. That's concerning.
At least she might float in the right direction.
I thought I'd created some notes.
So it wasn't half speed through water, it was normal speed, or?
Yeah, make it normal speed.
Okay, then I still have, if I did 45, I'd still have, if I took the dash action, I still have a bit of movement, so I will go in and actually explore a bit in this cave. 35, 40, 50, 60, 65. You could get this far.
Okay.
And that's my action, or that's everything I have, except looking into it.
Alright, so as you climb onto the bank and you follow this passageway, the passageway widens into a dank cavern. In here it's warm and humid. The air is almost stale and thick. As you move through, you notice mushrooms and fungi, toadstools, puffballs, and other fungal growths begin to grow more and more the deeper you go in, covering the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. As you peer into the gap at the back, I'm going to... The remains of a malformed skeleton lie buried under a patch of buttery yellow steaming mold. A brass key hangs around its neck.
Actually interesting. Okay. I found something in here. I will investigate. That's my turn.
Okay. Yelena, because Dusted, you've had yours.
I assume I'm probably stunned.
That is a good point. Indeed. As you, mind you, what's your constitution modifier?
+1.
Oh, +1. Okay. So, seeing as you are stunned, you slowly stop swimming and you begin to sink under the water.
Okay.
We will have to skip your turn and then move on to Vargo, followed by Valrus.
Feeling a little bit dizzy on the head, assuming it's because of the recent combat. I will just use all my movement and actions to move as far as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Normal. Yeah. I pass through Yerlena. Do I notice her
As you...
being...
Now, this is a tricky one because you don't have dark vision of any sort. And nobody is carrying any sort of light either.
I have my goggles of night.
Okay, so you're gonna put your... I assume you probably would have equipped them as you're walking out into the darkness then.
Yes, if that takes me movement or actions, I will do it still, regardless.
I probably assume that they're sitting on your head at all times then, so in which case you are busy swimming and paddling through the water, letting the current take you. As you look up and catch your breath, you see the blue form of Yelena, slightly greyed with your dark vision, slip under the surface of the water. As you catch up to her, she doesn't appear to surface.
I mean, she might be diving for all I know, but I think I take a second just to see if she's actually swimming. That's all.
Okay. I mean, for the purposes of taking a look, what's your passive perception?
That will be not much. Let me see. 14.
Oh, a 14 will pass. You dip your head under the water as well, and you can slowly see her sinking to the bottom of the river. The current is almost sweeping her away.
I try to grab her before she sinks too much.
Okay. Roll an athletics check for me.
Alrighty. Now it works. That will be a 14.
Okay, I would have said a 12 is what you'd need. As you're swimming and you manage to get to within reach of her, you manage to grab her by the hair as she starts to sink under, as your fingers clump into the wet hair and you manage to pull. What's your strength?
10.
A 10. Okay, so you need to roll a strength check for me. You need a 15 to be able to pull her back up to the surface.
Oof, let's see. How curious. Strength doesn't work, apparently. Well, it's a d20. Hey, 17. Will you look at that?
Alright, so as you go swimming past her, you manage to grab a clump of her hair, and using the current to help you, you manage to grab her and just yank. And as you do, she almost, her face and mouth and nose just manage to breach the surface of the water. And then cradling her in the crook of your arm, in the elbow, just holding onto her hair, you almost sort of do a one-armed doggy paddle as you continue to move slowly with the current down the river. I would
Not
probably
realizing,
say-
not realizing she's under the effects of the potion, because Vargo will not realize it in this situation. And since Barris is close, I will probably scream and say to him, Barris, Jarlena seems to be... I don't know. She doesn't look well.
What?
Alright.
I turn around and have a look.
As you turn around, you notice Vargo is almost struggling to swim. In one hand, he's busy frantically paddling, trying to get closer to you. In the other, he's got Yolena's hair wrapped around almost like a rope, and he's yanking her over his elbow, trying to keep her from sinking underneath the water. She's not moving. You can
I will
barely see
probably
her breathe.
grab her by the arm or the end. Not the hair.
I mean, we know that she drank the potion, but if Vargo doesn't realize, I don't think Valorous would either.
I would
So he,
probably say the two of them have like just sort of sidled up to close to you.
yeah. So, not knowing what's up, I'll try and help her out as well. Well, I don't know if that's even. I don't know how that would work when swimming.
What sort of help are you going to offer?
We'll all slap.
Roll a survival check for me.
Yeah. I don't know if like try to help swim with her from the other side would really be. Oh right, I have to just roll normally. 17.
Okay, that's actually quite good. The easiest way to help a drowning person, really, you manage to sidle up close to her. You place one hand either side of her head, placing it onto your chest. You almost just seem to rest her as the two of you lie with her body on top of yours, and you just gently begin to kick and do backstroke as Vargo tries to untangle his hands from her hair. You almost kick backwards with the current, and I'm gonna say the three of you managed to get to about there.
Noticing Jarlena's head gently resting in Barry's chest, I move 5 feet afar, not wanting to take credit from saving her, and think to myself, my work here is done.
Strength saving throw for entangled hair.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, no.
Just to see if your rings and everything don't pull out any of her scalp, you know.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Vargo.
Alrighty.
A hair saving throw.
Nat 1.
A 5 or whatever that means.
Oh my god.
Yelena, paralyzed as you are, exhausted with lethargy.
She can see you guys, by the way, and hear you.
I haven't said anything, okay?
She will remember this.
Without understanding how or why your body has just failed on you, you almost sink under the water, and next thing, boom! Someone yanks your head, and your hair gets pulled out of your hair and roots, and then someone like twists their hand around your hair and pulls you up over their arm like a sack of potatoes, and frantically starts kicking as one or two kicks splash you in the face, and oh, what the heck is going on? And then two gentle hands seem to grip the sides of your face as you're carefully placed on the heavy breathing chest of Valrus. You recognize the dampness and the smell and the soot-stained.
What
the
smell? Oh, right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Having been cooped up with him in the hold of a ship in the past, you recognize it's Valrus by his touch
The
and
fact that
smell.
he's very cold to the touch.
And then, as you're just about getting comfortable and almost coming out of your lethargy, someone seems to like rip strands of hair from your head again, and your head is yanked side.
What a trip.
If she could slap him, she would.
That's why I moved 5 feet away from.
Your eyeballs seem to roll, and you catch a glimpse of Vargo almost flicking hair out of his hands across the surface of the water. Ugh! It wasn't me. And he paddles off out of Claw's reach from you.
So close.
You are still lethargic this round, by the way, so it's only
Yes.
next turn, which will mean that it brings us to Dusted, and then Lunan.
Dust is just gonna use his dash action and get into what do you call it? Where he saw on dry land, where he saw Lunan disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of shake himself off.
Alright. Shake yourself off and...
And then you just hear the sword sort of like light to fire again the second it comes out of the water. Can Dusted do another remembrance check, or has it been too soon for that?
I'll let you roll an intelligence check.
I mean, it's no cost because it's a -1. Let's see. An 11.
That's not gonna cut it, unfortunately.
No. So, Dusted tries to wave the shit around again.
Wave?
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He's just waving the sword, sort of like trying to put it out.
Swinging it through the air does nothing but light up the cavern and the fungi in front of you.
Yeah. So that's his turn.
Okay, Lunan.
Luna notices this but ignores Dusted and moves further into the cave. Looks around on the ground, see that it feels safe. Like, I don't know if a survival or nature check is to be checked. I'm a bit suspicious of the fungi.
Okay, yes, I will need you to roll a nature check firstly for me.
Yep. Okay, so 20 plus 1 for nature.
Mm-hmm.
So 15.
That's exactly what you need. As you look around, you're aware in a cave like this with the variety of fungus, there's definitely some poisonous varieties here. You just can't pinpoint exactly which ones. It is best to proceed with caution. If you do, I will need you to roll a dexterity check.
Sure. Before I go in, I will take some wet part of my fabric from the cloak and put it in front of my face.
Okay.
And then walk in.
All right. I will need
Yeah.
you to roll a dexterity check for me, please, as you move in. Are you going towards
Yeah.
the corpse?
I'm going towards the corpse, towards where I saw the key.
Yes. Okay. So it's 10
Dex
feet.
check or save?
Dex
Check.
Dex check DC 12, please.
Yeah. So I need a 10 or higher. And I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Okay. As you concentrate on covering your mouth, what you don't notice is the little lumps in the ground, and you almost seem to stumble and trip. And as you do, 2 of the toadstools on the one side almost seem to detect your presence as you stomp on the ground, and they start to spray poison gas out into the air. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's plus 9. Yeah, that's fine.
You pass it very easily, as you almost recognize some of the poison from the time inside Raznazi's fortress in the Blight. Flashbacks of another undersea, underswamp prison flash through your head as you shrug off the effects of the poison. You step forward towards the corpse. Do you go for the key?
I think after checking that it doesn't look like the ground is completely giving up there, but it looks like solid rock, right?
It's
I will
solid.
go for the key.
Yeah, it's solid ground. It's covered in a carpet of fungus, as is the corpse. I will, in order to successfully grab the key, I'll need you to roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Yeah. That it's a plus 2 on this.
Okay.
And
You grip the key
yeah.
and you start to pull, and more of the same sort of mushrooms start to spray out toxic gas into the air. You have already passed your saving throw, so as it sprays into your face, nothing happens. You manage to
Did I get the key out?
Yeah, you
Nice.
managed to successfully grab the key. The little rope that it was on almost is frazzled and just falls apart as you apply pressure and pull. In your hand, you have a
Looking at
bronze key.
Nice. I pocket it and look around. Do I see anything else in there? And do I see what the animal could have been?
Yes, it is the corpse of a humanoid. The bone structure is slightly different, and the head is elongated, as is the jaw. You would ascertain. Roll a medicine check for me.
Yeah. The player is thinking Yuan, but we'll see. That would be a plus 8.
Yeah, the player is correct. It is definitely a UNT, and it is one of the facial structure is the same as the UNT with the snake heads. So the half breeds.
Okay. Then I assume that took my action and we'll start moving out next turn.
Okay, then that will bring us to the drowning 3.
I'm already fleeing, Jarlin.
Yelena, movement almost seems to course through your body as you start to cough and splutter, and your legs start to kick, and your head starts to shake, and you're like, ow, motherfucker.
She's gonna headbutt Valorous.
Oh,
Very gently. She's not trying to knock him out. She's just gonna headbutt him in the chest and swim after Varga.
What did Valrus do? What did Valrus do?
Just out of principle.
Valrus, I don't know if you've ever tried fishing in a river with your hands and you catch a slippery fish and then it just shakes and jumps out. But all of a sudden, on your chest, Yelena's head starts to like move and then boom, slams back into your chest. Slightly gently, but with intent. Then her legs start to flap like a fish, and she's like, "Argh!"
How dare you pull my hair up, Vargo! I will make you pay. She'll go swimming after him.
I'm just glad you're okay. I said, sure. Sorry. Don't kill me.
Are you,
And then she'll
Vargo,
swim past him.
are you fleeing?
I mean, in this case, fleeing and proceeding with our course is the same direction, so you could say yes.
Alright, I need both of you to roll a d20 for me. In the meantime,
Right.
Valorous, what are you doing?
He is in the water, just
Okay.
confused for the moment, just looking around like, what was that all about? And then sees the commotion and is that ground over there something I can get on?
Yes, it is.
He's going to step up to there and sort of lean against the pillar, watching whatever this is, whatever's going on unfold.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say considering your life decisions.
Yeah, that too.
You do a couple of backstrokes as you turn over onto your stomach, and you manage to pull yourself up onto what looks like a dirty, dusty, pebbled, almost beach, rocky sort of beach, but it's covered in bones. As the tide laps up on the side, more bones seem to vomit themselves up onto the shore, and as the tide then withdraws off, they take them with. There's this constant regurgitating of bones and disappearing with the tide onto this ledge. It is almost like a small grotto. As you turn around, you take a look. Fargo darts off down the water with his natural 20, and he just seems to kick for all he's worth as the splashes land in Yelena's face, and she's like, "I'm gonna get you!" Her mouth and face fill with white water, and Vargo
and some of her hairs also.
And Vargo bolts off at full speed as Yelena just treads water, coughing and spluttering after her enlightened saving of the two stooges. Vargo, do you use your full movement rate to get away?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna move your token then. With the current, we're gonna put you down to about there.
Mm-hmm.
And Yelena, you managed to get 10 feet.
Okay.
What are the three of you going to do? Are you going to continue down, or having noticed the door, are you going to go into the doorway?
Yelena would probably keep running past.
Mm-hmm. Valrus?
Once they've stopped, yeah, he's going to. Well, since the others have all passed the door, he's going to jump back in and keep moving.
Okay, so in which case then the three of you manage to paddle down river. Just before you manage to catch up with Dusted, who is swinging a flaming sword in the air, trying to put it out, and almost mesmerized by the flames passing through, and then remembers he's trying to get it out and Lunan, you have a key in your hand. Are you exiting the fungus cave?
Yes.
I love D&D. Just going to point it out. What is this party?
Dusted, from where you stand with the sword, unfortunately, the bright light from the blade cancels out all the dark vision around it. So you get to see I'm going to say so much of the cavern over there.
Yeah, Luna will try to pass and continue down the cave if he can.
What?
Dusted, are you still going to
I
try to
guess
put the sword out?
Dusted will do the same.
No, but because I don't remember the wording of it, so I have no chance of doing so. And seeing Lunan come back, he's just gonna ask him, well, was there anything in there?
I'm holding up the key.
Oh,
That's a curious place to put a key, though.
It was the Yuan who had it.
That as in you killed it, or
That is mushroom food.
ugh. Um, with that, Dustin doesn't feel really compelled to go into the cave to have a look, so he's just gonna jump into the water.
okay. And as you do, you see the three laggers behind floating down the river towards you. As the sword extinguishes, your dark vision also then kicks in.
I guess Lunan just following me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you kidding me? Boats. There you go. Boats ahead. This should be the way out.
Should be. As you travel down the underground river, it opens into a large cavern before you. Stalactites hang low over the surface of the water from the ceiling as you hear the dripping echoes. Water dropping in the depths of the cavern in the darkness. Stretching out in front of you, you see two boats, rowboats, tethered onto a small stump. And I'm going to do this. And beyond it, as you take in the area around you, you notice the beginnings of a small system of caves or corridors, as well as a door northwards in one of them. We are no longer in combat. Who wants to do what?
Ooh, alrighty. Is Jarlena chasing me?
No, she stopped by now.
Alright.
She's
I don't
still
trust
very
her,
happy.
so I still swim as fast as I can towards the shore. And I believe first thing I will do is try to listen. Is there any more fighting or sounds of battle close by?
Roll a
I'm
perception
not.
check for me.
Yeah, I'm noticing a door over there, so I will probably check especially in that direction, fearing there might come. Um, Perception, you say? Let me see.
Perception, please. Yes. As you strain to listen for
Is
any
whatever
sounds
that
around
is
you.
plus 4,
Ooh,
so
21.
so
That's a
21.
pretty good roll. Listening for the sounds of combat, you do not hear anything from around where you are. It seems very quiet, eerily still.
I assume. I mean, they are faster than me. They have to be with me at the moment. So I say to the others, we might be safe, I think. How are you guys? Jordan, sorry for the hair, but what happened? You passed out for a moment. I haven't
I
seen
know.
you in that state before.
Maybe it was the potion I drank? I don't know.
Actually, DM, I have no idea. Will Bargo know that? No, know that? I don't know.
Why don't you roll an Arcana check for me? Let's
All right,
let the dice decide, shall we? I would say you probably need a 15.
all right. It's that plus 7, so yeah. Yeah, when Jardina says that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I hand wave it, knowing it's nothing serious.
Good to know it wasn't anything bad.
Indeed.
I look at Lunan and Dusted. So you guys doing something in in that place? What was all that about? Lunan, you might be muted.
I'm just not up.
No, he's alright. Lunan, Dusted?
Dust is just limping ashore.
Mm-hmm.
It might say he has 20 hit points, but that's a lie. He has 10.
Oh, I better throw
He
monsters
has
here.
he has 10 temporary hit points,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll be gone in an hour, so or less than an hour. So
I don't suppose you guys want to go check that door. It might be wiser to escape this place as soon as we can, right?
What's the plan in the first place? What was that she said about the crown?
he
An
wanted it back.
an artifact of some kind. She mentioned it was in the caves of Omu, the ones on the north. I have to say, I feel like, I mean, we are looking for, so far we're looking for a skull chalice, an amulet, and now a crown. I feel like a fetch guy.
Well, if you're a wizard, don't wizards usually know spells, how to locate things? I mean, you people can hardly find your own spell books if you weren't sitting on it.
I will get angry at you, but you are absolutely right. I just know that.
But to be fair, Dustin is still trying to put out the sword by mentioning every word in the dictionary he knows. So, I mean, he's not really helping his own case there. But yeah.
Mm.
Dusted, why don't you go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me, if you want, bearing in mind the DC goes up by 1 each and every single time.
I know, I realize that, but Dustin is still trying his heart out.
Didn't
16.
it go down by 1 since he's running out of words?
Oh, the frustration goes up, and he has to remember all the words he said. He has to remember all the words he has said. So it's like it doesn't work like that. It just gets harder because did I say that?
You know what? Yanis, you can add inspiration to your character for that one. Nonetheless, though, Dusted, a 16 is you needed a 15 on this roll in order to get it,
Oh,
and
God.
all of a sudden the word jumps to your mind, and before you know it, the word Shamo.
Shamo.
And as you say that, the blade winks out. The flames disappear.
So what? What was all that? Oh, an activation. All right, all right.
It's like a word to make it spring to flame. And as much as I like to, I would really prefer not to have to sit with this outside for like hours on end, just holding it, making sure I don't set fire to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, I was a bit distracted by the huge beast with 50 heads. What did
Understandable.
she tell us to do?
Look for a
Uh,
crown. Let me see. I just
Was it
wrote it.
supposed to be?
I was expecting it to be in the chamber we were just in.
That's not my impression. I believe it's in the caves on the north of the.
There was an obelisk pointing out the entrance
Mhm.
to the underground temples, or whatever it was, where the crown should be.
A black opal crown. She wants.
But it's not in these caves, right? So we should
No,
just
no,
try to
not
get
in
out
this
of here.
case.
We
Did
should
she
get out
tell
of
us the
here.
way out?
She said it was down here by the boats. I don't remember where it was from here though. And
That's what I was trying to remember as well.
What about that? What about that prisoner we needed to talk to?
Which
The
person?
prisoner.
Well, Vargo, she said she had a prisoner from your company.
Fuck. That's true. Ah. I mean, honestly, guys, I appreciate you all much more than my brother. It's a long story, but I'm seeing that you're all pretty rough at the moment.
It should be able to. Just.
I mean, if you guys want to go back to the frail of the battle, I'm all for that. I just don't want to put you all in risk because of me.
I don't think we should return to fight anything.
Not if we can avoid it.
Didn't hear that. Sorry. What did you say?
Not if we can avoid it. Is my mic not working?
It does.
It
It
is.
does. We can hear you.
I think he is somewhere in this cave.
I mean, if the
Luna
slaves.
will go up to the door and actually investigate
Listen to
it
it,
just
yeah.
to see if it's the same key that he found, and then also check if he hear noises from the behind it.
Realizing Lunan is doing that, Vargo will check this corridor here.
Okay. Vargo, roll a perception or investigation check for me. Lunan, with your passive perception of 18, as you near closer to the door, you can hear movement and you can hear sound from the other side of the door. The key that you picked up is made of brass. There seems to be an insignia on the key which matches the insignia on the lock. Vargo, as you draw closer around the corner, you can hear some shuffling and some moaning from up ahead. The scent of a burning fire. Not a fire out of control, but with a 25, it's probably a fire that's used in a cave to warm people. And whatever is up ahead is probably going to be some sort of a dwelling, because you can also smell sweaty bodies, the odor of sweat that comes down from the corridor towards you. You peek around the corner and you can also see light emanating from beyond. Let me just...
Do I pick up the smell of the Hydra in this place? Nah, that's Bargo will not realize that. Never mind.
No, you don't.
It would have a really hard time squeezing through there where you're standing, I guess.
That's also true. Yeah, good point.
But and the sound that Lunan heard, were they like hurried, or did they sound like they had calmed down?
You hear the clinking of glassware. You hear bubbling of liquid. Shuffling of feet. And then, strangely enough, you hear like some...
Okay.
Okay, now Lunan is serious.
It...
Oddly enough, that's scary.
Did you say not so scary?
No, scary. I will not open a door if I hear that on the other side.
Had Lunan not had like 17 health, he probably would open the door instantly. But now he will wait a bit.
Dustin and Yelena, what are you two up to?
Yelena is going to prepare her weapon just in case anything goes badly.
Okay. Dustin?
Dustin is will probably try to hand Jalena the flame tongue sword and demonstrate how it works.
Okay.
Just so that there's more than one person knowing how it works. So spreading the information around as much as possible.
Fair
Just
enough.
in case.
I love
see.
it.
I see. Thank you.
And Valrus?
Oh, and Dustin has slumped down to sit. So he's prone at the moment.
Okay.
Stumbles past.
Mm-hmm.
Barry's buddy, were you just exhausted? Or am I imagining things?
Yes, he is.
Alrighty.
To remember that as well. He's going to stumble past and have a peek down there too.
Okay. Roll a investigation or perception check for me. Why have you got disadvantage?
Exhausted.
Exhaustion.
I was gonna cancel that out. As you look down the corridor, so let's take it as the 7 plus 1, the 8. The passage almost seems to wind into the bowls of the earth. The air itself is wet and sticky. The walls themselves, as you look around, you notice are slick with moisture. Centipedes crawl across the floor from you. As you step into the corridor, the humidity almost seems to wash over your face as you suck in what appears to be fresh air blowing towards you.
I think the exit is this way.
As he says that, Bargo appears and says, I don't think the exit is that way. Pointing
Lunan
at...
comes back.
Pointing there.
What's down there, though?
And Lunan says, I think we should go through this door. Not that it's the exit, but just that we should go through it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds interesting.
Interesting does not seem like a good idea right now. Seeing as we will soon have Yuan looking for us, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I am feeling quite tired after that fight.
Me
Oh,
It's
too.
probably
If we just confirm what's going on, I still have a few cards up my sleeve in case we need it.
I can hit with my staff. Quite
Maybe
hard.
we should confirm that there is a quick exit and not a
Yes.
barred one, where we have to spend the day.
The
Did you
way,
see the outside?
No, I just felt like it. I didn't investigate any further. And considering our options, it is probably the exit.
I suggest we confirm it's the exit and then explore a bit more until we notice it's too dangerous to stay.
All right, it's democracy time. What do you all guys think? Well, I mean, what do you all guys want to do?
It also split up as I could drag one of you with me and make a quick escape if things aren't looking good. Still have this cloak. Haven't used it yet.
I'm afraid we will need some time in order to use that cloak, buddy. But help is but much appreciated. Hmm. Dusted, Yerlina. Yerlina wants to go out. Dusted, what do you want to do? If you are talking, I'm not hearing.
no. I'm just. I didn't see where Jelena said that she wanted to do something.
I believe Yerlina and Barris want to go out. And Lunan wants to stay.
Mm-hmm. And does it just pushes himself up onto his legs, and he'd probably much rather go back to the ground
The grounds.
because that's probably the only place where we can get a safe haven this close to the Yuan fortress.
All right. Bargo looks at Lunan. I believe that settles it, buddy.
Then let's not stand around. Let's go.
Yeah. Alrighty. Point the way, Barris. Or do you want to stay in the middle of all of us, just in case something attacks?
Do not mind. With a slow pace, he moves ahead.
DM, I would like to take a peek at Jarlena's back of her head, just to see how bad it is.
As
You just. God.
there is a small bald patch on the back of her head covered by some loose hair.
I will say nothing and proceed.
Okay, are you... Am I right in saying you guys are taking the southwards tunnel?
Yeah.
I believe you will be correct. Yeah.
All together as a
Yeah.
group.
Mhm.
Okay. Is this your marching order with Valrus in front? Then Dusted, then Lunan, with Yarlena at the back.
I strongly suggest
fine.
that Varys goes in the middle.
Yeah, Yelena will bring up the back.
Okay, so the one with the most hit points is going to take up the rear.
Yes. In case we get attacked from behind.
And the one with the least in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In case we get attacked from behind.
In case you get attacked from behind. Great. Okay, in which case then, two things. You do indeed continue down the tunnel for about 100 feet before you see sunshine up ahead, Valrus. The exit ahead is covered by the branches of a tree or a bush. The second thing I want to say is we are going to take our break now. Let's say 15 minutes till 1:30. And the third thing, now that we are out of combat in a threat situation, that means that you will all get to level up.
Alrighty.
Of course, your hit point max will increase if you want to roll hit points when you get back. But your current hit points, you need to rest in order to get the full effects of any new spells, spell slots, etc., abilities or whatnot. You'll need to have a long rest before they kick in.
But we can. Shit.
So,
How much time of? I mean, when do you want us back?
well, 15 minutes. So, with that in
Oh.
mind, let's take 15 minutes.
Or
Alrighty, so now that we're all back, we've rolled some HP. So, Dusted with max. Nice one. As you exit, I'm going to have to put the marker on the map token. Hopefully it fits. Let's. Oh, you know what the problem is. Half of my flipping tokens have been scrapped. They must have updated.
Yeah, it's 1.0 at the moment. It was released just earlier today.
Yeah, that might be why we're getting.
Right, in which case.
Was it the tunnel, the secret entrance that we got to know about that we're coming out of now?
I suspect so.
Yeah, looks. Oh, cool. So we know that we could have sneaked in this back path.
Mm-hmm.
Good. No.
Oh my god. The 1.0 bring a lot of changes, apparently. A lot. So yeah, quite easily it might be the reason what is failing now.
Yeah, some stuff might not work as intended. No shit.
Bastards. So,
Well.
there's no drawing on the map anymore either. All of the drawings were messed up.
I still see the drawings.
Yeah?
Mm.
Do you want me to
You do?
take a screenshot of them?
No, that's all good. Oh wait, what's that? Oh.
So now, just to sum up, we got all the stones we already had plus 2 more. So we're only lacking 1, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Great. Then it's probably the one on the lava island.
We haven't taken a look at them. Dusty just grabbed them, so I guess we can sit down and have a look at which of them are what.
Yeah.
Okay. In Well, firstly, as you exit, you step out through the brush and into what appears to be a small quadrangle amongst many of the buildings. Lunan, with a perception of 18, you hear the sounds of feet running on the ground, armor clinking together. It sounds like there's a lot of commotion happening around this area.
Yeah. We should try to sneak out if we can. Looking around, does it look like it's possible to scale the wall without too much of a hassle, or does it look slick?
The walls themselves are kind of crumbling. You could probably scale them. Whether or not anyone will spot you scaling them, not sure, but they're a good 20 feet high. So it would take you, let's say, 3 turns to climb up to the top if one was in combat.
The alternative, I guess, is hiding inside or going through the gates. Anyone got any suggestion?
I'm honestly fine with either.
Just looking at the feeds and stuff. There's a gate.
Where you are at the moment, there are surrounding you
Mhm.
3 main buildings. One of them is leading towards the palace itself. There's a small squat building in the center, and then of course there is another small squat building leading off. It wouldn't be that difficult scaling the building and then leaping onto the wall and climbing across. But at the moment, you are standing on the ground within the foliage, deciding what to do.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got another spell, not slot, but slot as well, but spell I was able to have active. Does that come online until before we have the long rest or not?
No.
Okay, then I know. Then I'm saying the only way to get out is on this side or over the wall. Unless we want to swim again, and that we don't want to do in this current.
Question: where on the map are we right now? Sorry.
There's a little green square there.
Yes.
Oh, that's more or less where the secret entrance was, right? So we are
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
came out
that's
from.
the
Yeah.
we came out of the secret
nice.
entrance. Yeah.
I honestly think that we need to rest. Not only for the level up. I mean, we just need it.
Oh yeah, but do you want to rest inside of the Yonti fort?
No, no. I will not do that.
Mhm.
Maybe inside the temple we already visited. I mean, the
Or
temples
like
themselves.
Dusted suggested,
Hmm.
going up to the frog people.
I mean, the problem with that is that, I mean, I don't know. Can we squeeze down there where the cliff is?
I assume that between the cliff and the wall it's passable.
If we can squeeze through there, I say yes. That's a good idea. If not,
I don't think
maybe
we will get. I don't think we will get there undetected though,
that's also true.
unless we're extremely lucky.
I will say that there are two options on the table. Either someplace in the south or the frog people. I'm good with either, honestly.
There is a third option, hiding inside here and hope for the best.
Is it really? I mean, I don't think that's a good idea at the moment. You know, a
Don't think it's a good
revolution.
idea. It's an option.
Ah, okay, okay. We can also kill ourselves. That's also an option.
Wow,
Oh, sorry.
True.
that
Let's
escalated
do it.
quickly.
Sorry.
Let's
Perhaps
blow
we
that
could
fireball.
take a quick rest in the building nearby so that at least if we encounter anything, we are recuperated at least a little bit.
I like that. Yeah, an hour, and then go to find a place to rest properly. Yeah, I like it.
Sometimes I come up with good ideas.
You can say that. You can with good ideas all the
You're
all the all the time.
welcome.
All the time.
Only sometimes.
So,
Let's do that. If there is a building close by that seems empty,
mhm.
we will try to take an hour. In fact, if you make that an hour and 10 minutes, we can do it in the hut.
You can do it in the hut, did you say?
Leomon's tiny hut. Yeah,
Ah,
takes 10 minutes to cast.
then you don't need the building, do you? You can just do it out in the open, can't you?
Yeah, it's only that I will place as much layers of protection as I can. So
I would not waste such a spell for such a
I,
short
I,
rest.
I would not waste the time.
it, it's a ritual, so I don't spend spell slots. Only 10 minutes. That's true.
Because I think it's the first 10 minutes is going to be the most dangerous anyway.
Indeed.
I think we gain more from being just quiet.
Alrighty, then let's try to get a short rest here.
Then we walk in on a Yuanti family having dinner. Are we going to his house? Or are we resting outdoors?
I mean that's the building we have immediately in front of us. Look empty.
Do you mean that one down there?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you... From where you're looking, they all look empty, but if you're going to take a look, I'll need an investigation or a perception check.
Alrighty, that will be whatever that is plus 7.
Oh,
So
okay.
23.
Alright, looking into the building, the one that is this close to the entrance, it looks like it is almost a way station. You recognize as you look inside, the ground has been cleared. There is soot and ash on the ground where a fire seems to be regularly built. There are bedrolls which appear to have been used. With that roll, you can definitely tell they've been used recently. This appears to be almost like a guard sleep station.
Alright, I will not long rest here. Maybe an hour is fine.
I think that's not a wise idea, but I rather rest in one of these buildings on the top row or try to escape and rest outside.
Sure, why
Then,
not?
then in essence, resting in the building just next to the open door where everyone will pass.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
You're currently judging it by the map, and you're standing in a small area.
But we kind of knew where the cave entrance were.
Mm-hmm.
We, I, so we knew it was close to that entrance.
Correct. As you do cast about, you do notice that there are a group of guards standing by that gap.
Group, how many do we notice?
Just over there, there are at least 4.
I mean, alternatively, if escaping is not an option, we can just rest in the hut 8 hours. Yes.
That is true.
I suppose,
God,
but it would be better to get as clear as possible, no? Because if we come out the hut and we encounter a horde of Yanti, we're going to be in trouble.
I mean, the hut is invisible, but yeah.
They might just be roaming around as, or slithering around as Yanti do.
How tall is the wall? I assume pretty a lot.
15 to
20, so
20. 15 to 20.
There is vegetation here. Does it seem climbable?
It does, from where you're standing, yes. It wouldn't be that difficult to scale the walls if you were intending to try and climb over the top. You would need, if you wanted to do it unseen, you would need a stealth check and then athletics or acrobatics.
hey, lucky one.
What do you guys think? It's also an option.
Lunan is all for trying to leave. He
Well, you
thinks
could roll a
it's the
group
best
stealth
option.
check for me and a group athletics check.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to rest or leave?
It might be best to try and at least get over the wall.
Okay,
I suppose
then
if remaining is going to be a bit difficult.
let's all try to do stealth checks then.
What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, the rolling worked. And I roll
Allow
shit.
me to assist.
Oh, well, you're doing a group check, aren't you? So everyone gets to roll.
That's what I'm saying. Allow me to assist with a 22.
Ah, my bad.
Compared to a 9, a 7, a 9, and a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the last 10.
Mine is not rolling.
Here it comes. Oh, 1. No.
And then it's a +4.
Plus
Oh, okay, so that's
a 1
nice.
and a 4, a 14. So that's your group stealth check. Now let's get a group athletics check.
Lunan guides himself.
Ooh, sneaky.
Barbarous buddy, you had disadvantage.
Oh, good lord, Dusted.
Yes, I know.
Nearly 2 natural 20s there, my man.
I mean, Dustin
One-
hasn't been doing all that well, so I guess it's just a little bit of justice.
Hey, I rolled with disadvantage for some reason. Still, it's a 1.
Is that because you're wearing armor?
I rolled with disadvantage for the stealth. But the athletics is fine. Still, the first roll is a 1, so yeah.
Mine is not an 11. Mine is a 9 because I had the ring on.
Oh, boy.
So it makes my strength go more by default, even though it only goes up when I use the thingy-majiggy.
And mine is a 13, not an 11.
Okay, so that kind of balances out then. So we've only got Vargo who almost slips and falls and needs some help as he does so. Where was your stealth check, Vargo? Coupled with your stealth check, you and Lunan and Valrus are not very good on stealth, but Dusted has managed to bring you above the threshold.
I'm very good at stealth. Oh, no, not stealth. Athletics.
Your athletics was very good, your stealth
Yes.
was not.
I mixed it.
As you begin scaling The blazing sun in the sky overhead fortunately manages to just about blind anybody that's looking up at the walls, as it takes a little bit longer than expected, but Dusted scampers up the wall and then reaches down to help a number of you climb to the top. Making use of the crumbling stonework and the holes, you manage to scale up the side of the wall, apparently unseen. As you reach the top, you look over the other side. Heavy vegetation covers the ground below. Do you wish to jump 15 to 20 feet down?
Probably not. I do have. Oh wait, no, I left my rope. I don't have a rope anymore. I will remove it. Does anyone have a rope?
Yes.
Dusted sighs a bit, gets out his grappling hook, secures it at the other side of the wall, and then gets the rope and ties it to the end of it, so people can slide down.
Okay. That works quite well. As you do that, you manage to create a small secure lashing on top with the grapple, and you all manage to slide down the other side.
Hmm.
You land in amongst the foliage.
Oh, but I cannot get the grappling hook with me unless I jump.
Correct.
So I'll definitely jump after everyone is down.
Okay. Roll a d6, please. Well, first actually roll acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
It's not a difficult jump, but you need a DC 12 in order to avoid taking any damage.
26.
Oh, good lord.
How was it? Was the mortal necessary? Thematically,
It was essentially thematically.
It's like those flipping Olympic divers. You just need to leap off the edge. Not even a splash.
I mean, to be fair, he's a panther. A panther. There is vegetation.
This is true. He lands on all paws.
Yeah, no feet.
No feet. Alright. You stand surrounded by vegetation. In some places it's about 5 foot deep, coming up to your chest. It's definitely difficult terrain moving through here, but you are almost half cover and fully concealed. In fact, 3/4 cover quite easily, so you get advantage on stealth checks, but you're going to move at half the speed.
All right. So
We want
probably just. Sorry. Go ahead.
As you're deliberating, 2 UNT begin to patrol southwards. There are still 2 more standing at the gap in the wall.
Yeah. But I guess.
If you're talking, I'm hearing you quite muffled at the moment.
I don't know what I'm doing with the microphone.
I was gonna suggest, can we maybe go over the other, either go to the ground or return to the other side of the river where they don't seem as prominent?
You wanna try to go over here?
I don't know that is there, but yeah, something like that. Dusty just wants to cross it, like the water, if possible. Yeah.
I'm asking, what's the just in case I'm missing something? Why is the going to the grounds important, apart from their allies and all of that?
They are allies, and it's the closest place we could find shelter. That was all. That was the best idea of it, basically.
All right, all right.
Problem is we can't get to them without passing the guards in
Yeah.
plain
Yeah,
view.
but then it's not possible. But there is shrines nearby
Mm.
that we didn't
I'm
visit yet.
I'm all for going to the grounds, but maybe just not yet.
Mm.
After we rest, maybe.
How about the invisible hut in this train?
It's also an option. Yeah. Maybe maybe we do that. Maybe we take an hour in the hut and then decide what to do. Going to other places or rest or ending the long rest there. That way we can also survey the situation if more patrols of UNT are walking around us and all that.
That's all right to me.
Yes. Let's get on with it.
Alright, then I will start casting ritually Lemon's Tiny Hat DM. It will take 11 minutes.
Okay. Are you still in the bush? In the undergrowth?
I will probably search for a place where I can feel concealed in order to do this ritual. I mean, if I pick up the ruler, it's quite a lot. It's 100 feet from the UNT. I don't know. Hmm. I mean, if I feel like it will be really obvious, maybe search for a quieter place. I don't know, maybe inside one of these buildings.
Are you
But
are you gonna try and cast it stealthily?
uh, I will say yes, but it's a ritual. I don't know how that will work, honestly. So,
Let's do a sleight of hand check, I guess. But you get
alrighty.
advantage because you've got like 3/4 cover.
Hmm.
The
Then
only... Go on.
that will be that will be a 20.
Well, that easily does it. It doesn't say whether or not it destroys the vegetation around you, so I assume because you're 5 feet covered in vegetation, it'll be inside the hut as well.
Oh, I always picture it as some kind of bubble that grows. But that's a good point, actually. Maybe it isn't. Like
Mind
this.
you, it's a 10-foot immobile force of dome that's dome of force that springs into existence around you.
Mm-hmm. All right, then yeah, then I believe we need to cast it in a better place, a more suitable place. Yeah.
I would assume that if it springs into existence around you, it will flatten half of the vegetation, but where you're standing and your feet, there will be vegetation poking through some of it. The rest of it will just be flattened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe we move a little bit out of the vegetation, but still far from the gaze of the UNT.
Then I would probably say if you move to about there, you should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a minute or so to move into position, and then you begin casting. During the 10 so minutes, is there anything anyone else is planning on doing? Or are you just guarding? Watching? Waiting?
Keeping an eye.
You're all keeping an eye out. Alright.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes later, you hear Vargo finish his spell. He completes his ritual. and Leoman's tiny hut pops into existence around you.
Quick, inside. I make I can choose the color. So I make it a camo pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That fits the surrounding area. Surrounding.
I assume, Dusted, you see the cubes during this time, given you've been carrying them the whole time. So I've sent the pictures of the
So
cubes.
that would be Obo Laka and not Shagambi, but Nang Nang.
Correct. Which means you now have got 8. You are missing 1. And that one is Mao. Or Moa.
Moa, yeah, the snake thing. It might be any monster in this. Might be Yuan for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like gathering the Infinity Stones here. Oh boy. So I cannot leave the dome. You all can. The rest of you can do it. All right. Now I feel safe.
Alright, staying inside the dome, Vargo, then do you beckon everyone inside?
Can you imagine that I say no to that? Of course I
Didn't
do.
cast it for anyone.
I can imagine, yes.
Yeah, perfectly well.
Alright, the rest of you enter the dome and I assume proceed to take a short rest?
Mm-hmm.
Well, try to at least.
For now, a short rest, and then we decide what to do. Since outside is pretty humid, I suppose when you enter the dome, the first thing that shocks you about it is that the air is drier than outside, but comfortable.
Sounds good.
All right. So options. We have Cranks. We have possibly the last temple on the south, and we also have the caves on the north. But I believe the whole purpose of the cubes was to gather all of them before entering that place.
So we have one more to find?
One more to find. Yeah. Maybe go for the last cube, then Grunks. That way we also can say goodbye, in case we die. Ten cave.
It's Moa we had left, right?
Moa or whatever,
Moa.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know?
It might be that one or that one if the wall theory proves correct. I mean, obviously that has to be a temple. This thing has to be a temple. This other one, I'm not so sure about.
DM, what do we know about Moa?
But we still go off the assumption that Yuan Ti didn't just sprout wings and fly to the lava pit, right?
I don't
cast
know.
spells.
Sorry? What did
They
you say,
don't cast
Jelena?
spells. Maybe they did grow invisible wings and fly.
I've yet to see one do so.
Maybe we should ask them.
Well, you're welcome to go back and ask.
But then they might attack me.
Yes, exactly.
We will never know.
Well, if we want to hold up our end of the bargain, we'll have to meet with their new leader one way or another.
When we find this crown that they want.
Are you still entertaining the notion of giving it to her?
We
We
could
did
give it.
make a deal. You should always uphold your end of the bargain when you make a deal.
We can give it to her and then take her head off.
And
Just
then what?
off.
That is true.
And then we put it on our heads and become king of the Yuan.
An option, certainly.
But I think the best thing we could do, if we want to return it, we should have her come to us. We should not go to her. But I do want to go back in and explore those caves and free all those prisoners.
So you heard the
There is
woman.
also
There was a slave rebellion. A few of them will probably be dead by now.
Oh yeah, most will probably be dead, but whoever is left, I would want to free.
Cannot argue with that, but
Bargo is now internally considering the option that he might just abandon his brother. That will be fun. Alright.
Someone asked me about Moa. There's not much that you know about Moa, one of the nine gods, except it looks like a snake. The image of the snake, which is about as much information as you have at the moment, I think.
Yeah. We know that Nangang was fighting with Shagambi. And we know that Obolaka chased
was chased by Indian.
No, and the other way around. Ijin was chased, or maybe Ijin chased.
It says Indian chased Obo here.
Yeah, I don't trust my English.
So Moa disliked Vongo or Unk.
It would be so funny if none of this matters at the end, but I still have fun doing it. Okay. So
I mean, it might be a good thing to know, like, who's enemies if we are entering some kind of shrine where they are, who they are, and all that kind of stuff. They must be somewhere, right?
Question: What do we know? Do we know the relation? I believe we do. I believe I have it somewhere in my notes between the old gods and Uptao.
Yeah, they came after him, didn't they?
They came after him. That's true. Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, they made. It's something with the snake making him cry to stop a drought, and the people sort of celebrated them afterwards. But the thing is, I don't know if that made him leave. There was other things that made him leave, but I guess they are usurper gods then, because they were worshipped after while he was here as well. I don't know the order of things, but they are definitely worshipped here as to stop a drought. Or one of them did. So they have some kind of spirit, godness to them. So they are sort of like, they are deities, but they are smaller deities, I suppose, than Uptao is.
Mm-hmm. And Uptao left.
Yeah, I mean, he takes, what is the city called? He didn't take Omu, he took another city and left.
Alright.
Correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but we have gotten the information that these smaller deities appeared after Upta disappeared.
Correct.
I have that in my notes. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lunan/Axel has a hypothesis that maybe by bringing them all together, we could somehow free or bring back Upta.
Oh.
But he does not know. for sure.
That might be interesting.
You think that
Because-
Utah was split into these sort of like 9
This
personalities?
could be the different essence of Uptao, maybe.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. That's interesting though. But I leave that to you because you're the cleric. I have no clue whatsoever.
I will say that hypothesis goes well either with the keys or with the. I mean, we have not been in Mesro yet, so who knows?
But that was the city he took. Yeah, he went to Mesro and disappeared.
All
And
right,
so did
all
the
right.
city.
Wait, Mesro disappeared. I mean, I believe the Yellow Company was in Mesro at some point. So
Oh, so it is there. Okay.
in
I
theory,
thought
I don't
thought
know.
I
don't know if
thought
it-
people said that it wasn't there or something weird. Wasn't it like that? That people said that they couldn't find the city? Because I mean, they didn't. Oh well, they didn't know how to find Omu either. Maybe it's there. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. I thought that all these cities disappeared for some reason. And
All right. Well, I suppose we will find out when we have all the 9 cubes. We might have a god spawn in front of us. That might be. That will be interesting.
I don't think just having the pieces will be enough. We would have to do.
Me neither, but.
Yeah.
let me just see something here. Because I think it actually was in the campaign notes.
Whew. Anyways, Jim, that's the first tower of our rest completes.
Without any incident, yes.
Alrighty, that's a short rest, everyone.
Then the question is, do we want to stay here for the full rest or do we want to move around?
I will say that decision depends on how many Yuan have we seen around the area we are currently at. If the answer is none, I don't see why we will then.
Oh, I see why I got confused. It says Lost City of Mesro here. In the campaign notes. That's what I got wrong. Yeah.
Vargo, to answer your question, no one said that they were on watch. I assumed everyone was taking a short rest and not doing too much.
Yeah.
Given how high the vegetation is, you have not been watching the comings and goings of the troops moving around you.
No. I mean, by the end of the first tower, if we look around, because from the outside, the hut doesn't exist, but we can see outside.
Wait, are you cancelling Leoman's hut after the first hour?
No. The hut is staying. I'm just saying that when we end the first tower, if we look around us, do we see Yuan Ti?
From where you are, no, you can't see.
All right. Seen that there is no Yuan Ti to be found. I look at my party and say, if you guys want to rest, like really rest, we might be able to get away with it. Don't see any Yuan Ti around.
We should take more of a look and see, make sure we're not already surrounded.
All right.
If it were me and someone had just come in and murdered my leader, I would probably be sending a lot of troops out, even if it was a deal. There will maybe be more in the morning, even if we stay.
Luna, answering your question, I believe you can use as many. I might be mistaken, but I think you can use as many hit dice as you want.
Yeah,
Rules as written, yes, but I thought there was a house rule.
I don't remember.
Let me just double check. I don't think I've got a house
It
rule
it
for short rest.
it is a house rule. You say here, you regain 1 hit die worth of HP per hour's rest only.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's only 1.
Thank you for checking.
No problem. I was sitting reading the what is it called, the campaign notes anyway. So it's right there anyway.
I will vote finishing the long rest because my reasoning is Hut should be safe. If we finish the long rest, even if we find opposition when we exit, we will be fully rested.
The long rest is maximum of 8 hours, so you heal 8 hit dice, but you don't have to roll, you heal the maximum. And I think you're all will heal full anyway.
At this level, yeah.
At this level, yes. As you get to level 15, 16 or so, then not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But Valrus is the one who's desperate in need of a long rest.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm voting long rest, but I'm fine with either continuing or not.
I vote long rest.
That's
I
3
will.
votes for long rest.
I do not
I
think
like-
it is a good idea. But if you all insist, then fine.
I like
Just know that I'm not happy, and I will pull out all of your hair while you sleep.
That will be fair.
Justice.
Once again, Dustin is like, "What the fuck,
No,
Janina?"
it won't. Well,
Like,
I would
all of you,
appreciate-
including you, Dustin, who hasn't done anything. But yeah, okay, including you.
Dustin's getting
Dustin
because of
wakes
hair
up
all over his
naked.
body. Yeah.
Just entirely plucked. Jesus Christ, you malicious woman. That takes more than 8 hours. That makes more than 8 hours. That I'm just saying.
Just take take the candle, melt it, and use it to wax off your
That's a really good
body.
idea. Does anybody want to wax?
Sorry, what? Carolina is going bald?
No, you're all going bald, including Dustin. I wonder what a bald cat looks like.
No, I already got there before you, Stefan.
No, you didn't.
Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh, sphinxes. That's such strange.
I never understood how people can like this kind of cat. So, sorry, if you are one of those people, I hate it.
I guess they're good if you have allergies to like the fur, but I think they require a lot of bathing because they get quite oily.
Yeah.
I remember someone posting
You're making it worse.
this picture on.
Oily cat.
They. Oh my god.
God.
Oh yeah.
Is it eyeless as well?
Yeah. Well,
Oh god, that's horrid.
I just remember
real
seeing
cat.
that someone posting it somewhere saying that they had a Sphinx cat that had problems with their eyes and ended up like that. It looks terrifying.
I was imagine walking in and that's just staring in your direction.
It wouldn't
Imagine
be staring, would it?
Looking.
Oddly enough, that one doesn't look disgusting. I empathize with him. I feel sorry for him. I want to hug him.
He's even covering up by wearing a towel.
Oh boy.
What I would want to do if I had that cat would be to place small.
All right, Stefan. That just looks like. That just looks like I don't know. I don't want to say what that looks like, but.
Oh my god. What is that beanbag?
You could say that, yeah.
Oh But the eyeless cat. Imagine putting in some LED lamps in those sockets.
Oh my
Oh, not you
Oh, Lord.
monsters!
Is
You
it
monsters!
weird that
You
is it weird that
monsters!
the first thing I think about when I saw that picture was a Dark Souls boss?
Mm.
Because
Oh man.
I swear to God, I believe somewhere in Elden Ring or I believe it was in Elden Ring, I fought something that looked like that at some point. Oh my God.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
but how should we do with watch?
Yeah, Luna will take the first one, so Luna can have his long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not Barry's, Lunan.
Luna.
Then Lunan will take after Yarlena, and if any of you others want to join us at different time points, that's up to you.
I won't. I want to sleep.
Okay.
But thank you for offering.
Yelena, please roll a perception check for me for during your watch.
Nat one, nat one, nat one.
It wasn't a nat one,
But it,
fortunately.
no,
A
but it's a
7.
1 and a 0 altogether, isn't it? So a 10.
Yes.
Taking the first watch, Yelena, for the first 4 hours you watch as the sun slowly descends across the horizon. It is almost sunset by the time your watch is finished, or at least the sun is sitting on top of the trees above the 250-foot ravine that lies above you, bearing in mind Omu has been sunken under the ground. Long shadows begin to cast themselves across the vegetation as you look out of Leomund's hut. You notice during your watch, in the distance, patrols frantically running up and down the streets from where you can see, and the pathways. They do not, however, venture into the deep vegetation where you guys are nestled. After 4 hours, your watch comes to a close and you move over to Lunan and swap places with him.
Yeah, before she wakes him up, she's gonna shove 3 rations under Varus's pillow
Mm-hmm.
and 4 rations under Vargo's pillow.
Mm-hmm. Distributing the weight, are you?
Yes. And then she'll wake up Luna and go to bed. They can smell rations in their sleep.
How generous.
Okay. Lunan, a perception check for your watch, please.
There we go. That's how you do it. Still a 9, though.
Excellent. The sunset captivates you as you watch the shadows grow longer across the trees, and by the time your watch is over, it is almost dusk. The sky is pink. The twinkling of the stars are almost seeming to come out. Nothing else captivates your attention, though.
Okay. So we finish a long rest.
Yep. Yes, you do, everyone. You finish a long rest.
I
Eventually.
feel safe now. Safer, at least.
It's gonna feel so nice pressing this button.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Take long rest. Yes. Confirm. Oof. So nice.
Guys, I feel my power, my more powerful now.
I
Valrus, that
feel
means
invincible.
you are no longer exhausted. And you will
What's
have
that smell?
Wet fur.
a, a pile of
It's
wet
wet.
fur.
It's
lying
wet
between you.
fur.
Wet fur. Mm-hmm. Dusted hasn't had a chance to dry out yet.
Nope.
Okay.
You know, I could help with that by shaving it all off.
If you get close to
yes,
me
I
with any
wake
of your
up and-
daggers,
Check if my hair is still on my head.
You check, it is still there.
I make sure that everyone is up before the HUD vanishes. Then I realize I probably was the last one to wake up.
Yes. Waking up, you realize that your Learman's hat is starting to wear off.
All right. Much better. Yeah. How are the watches? Any Yonti activity?
Quite a lot, actually.
Mm.
I didn't really notice much, but yeah,
Any
they stayed in the
notices?
distance.
Hmm. They did not come in the vegetation, but there was a lot of them running around, which I hope has maybe cleared up by now. If not, we are in quite a bit of trouble.
I wonder if they were looking for us.
I wonder.
I
They
wonder
probably
if
are.
the priestess have success in her revolution.
Hmm.
Didn't she say she needed the crown to bring it to fruition?
Oh my god! I hope that's not a requirement. Otherwise, we are in a pickle. I pretty much would like for her to be on power while we are still around. Fantasha. Sorry, I forgot her name. Who has the? Oh my god, Dusted, do you have 3 or 4 cubes with you right now?
That's
You have 4 cubes with you. Sagambi,
yes.
and
Yeah, I have a lot of cubes at the moment.
do they
But
explode?
I was actually hoping that I could lay them out so we could see them all. But yeah.
Actually, we have 8. That means we can make a bigger cube with all of them. That might make it easier to carry around. Wait, not that, what? What was that the thing that we do that? Oh, we put it in the bag of holding. That was it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do that. Don't do that.
Then I propose we can just put the 8 cubes we have together and make a bigger cube.
Uh,
What would
I
be the point of that?
I still doubt that we should put 2 enemies together, and I would really like to get rid of Nang Nang.
That's racist. All right.
No, it's not racist. I just prefer Shagambi over this thing.
To be fair,
Understandable. Yeah.
if Lunan is correct in his assumption or prediction, then we'll have to put them together at some point.
Yeah, but I would like there to be balance before we do that.
Yeah, no, it's better that way. Some of us, or some one of us dies, then it's only 2 cubes that are lost, not 8, not the 8 of them. So 2 each. I have Wongo with me. Will my to take I don't know.
Something that's not something that doesn't clash with Vonko, probably.
So Wongo seems to be fine alone.
Yeah.
So maybe give me Obo.
Okay.
Obo seems. All right, I take Obo.
And I have Shagambi and Unk, I think.
Nang Nang.
Yeah, I just gave Obo to Vago. I have Nang Nang, Shagambi, and Unk, and I would really prefer to get rid of Nang Nang.
You gave Shagambi to Vargo, yes?
No, I gave Obo to Vango.
My bad.
Dusted is really not wanting to get rid of the Shagambi one.
Okay,
It's a kitty with snakes growing out of its head.
true. My bad.
You want that to happen to you?
Oh, you betcha. Dustin will have that happen eventually.
Try shave me now, Yalen.
Don't
Alright.
tempt me.
If you step closer to me with that dagger, you will be sorry for it.
I only have Kubazan.
Then you can probably take Nang Nang.
Vargo, your Leomund's Hut is definitely dissipated now.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
As you stand in the vegetation discussing the cubes, you hear in the distance the sound of movement. The soldiers are still patrolling. The Wedford Brigade.
Barris, what cube did you just got?
Thanks.
Alright. I love that name.
I have the weird
Nang Nang.
frog things.
That's true.
Frog and a strange whatever Kubazan is.
Froghemoth or something like that.
Froghemoth, yeah.
Alright, so
Oh.
do we try to get the last cube and then go to the Granks?
Yeah, either that or we go straight to the obelisk that marks the entrance to the cave.
I think that does not make sense without all the cubes.
We need the cubes before we enter the cave.
Yeah, that was what I said. So what we do after, that was the question, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know actually. Anyways,
Wasn't that the question? What do we do after we get the last cube? Sorry.
Well, we
I
should
mean-
go in and do what we came here to do because people are dying.
yeah. Well, Yuan T, but you mean the curse? Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing that we came to do.
The whole
It's
reason
like,
we are here in the first place. Yeah.
No, it's not. Well, it's night, so we should be able to sneak through here.
Sorry,
and perhaps
guys.
along the way we will find this crown that we have promised the Yonti.
Unfortunately, we have not learned a single new thing about the curse while here.
No, we have not.
No, we did actually. We learned there is an artifact called the Soulmonger doing all of that.
Already, didn't we?
Yeah. Ah, you mean in the Yuan T caves? Yeah, that's true. We didn't learn a single thing about that.
Oh no! I thought we knew about the Soulmonger from like a long time ago.
I know. I have it in my notes. I don't recall at which point we learned about it.
There's notes about it in one of the first session summaries.
Oh, okay.
So
You tortured a lich for the information.
Okay, so literally the first section. Nice progress, guys. Progress.
So no, Margo, we know nothing. We have learned nothing from this place.
It's a year ago, so fair enough. But yeah.
Okay.
So my
All right.
suggestion is get the cube, thereafter rest up, look what resources we've just gained, maybe figure out how to divide them up. And if we're in critical need of resources, could always go back to with the tree. Or
I think the trees are out of the question at the moment, isn't it? With the time
Why?
pressure.
we don't lose anything. The only thing we lose is the travel time.
Yeah, and that is in short supply right now. Wasn't that just what Elena said?
I would say we could be in Port Nuransuru in 5 hours from now, if we wanted
Yeah,
to.
I mean that's the opposite, right? The trees is what allow us to bypass the time restriction thingy.
So it's not that much of time we would lose.
In any case,
That's only if we really need it for any resource that we might not need.
in any case, our first step is clearly getting the last cube. So
Yes. And
lava,
we believe it's here.
and somewhere we have not checked yet. So in this area, or I have the intuition, the gut feeling that it might be the no, that one we checked actually. This one we already checked.
Yeah.
I just have the gut feeling that it might be the one in the lab. So
I mean,
that's why.
does the reason that they didn't sprout wings and fly? That therefore it has to be that one. So you can prove Dusted wrong by going there first, and if it's not there, you can say ha 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 ha, and we cannot get out of there for a while. Or we can take this one first and conclude that there's nothing there, and then go to the other one, or conclude that there's something there and save time.
I mean, conveniently, if this is a temple, it's pretty close to where we will leap to the other one, so we can do that. Yeah, let's go.
And this might also be a temple, right? Or would that be too many temples?
If it is a temple, it's pretty sad. A pretty sad one.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what kind of creature Wongo is, do we? Oh, Moa is, sorry.
It's Moa. It's Moa. I mean, it's a snake. Snakes that like lava, don't they? I don't know.
I don't think the lava was there when the temple was built.
I just want to go to the lava.
Let's go to the lava.
No, checking these ones first might be it's a good idea. I suggest that we do that.
Yeah, as long as we start moving, gentlemen.
Let's go.
Do we have any way of unnoticed cross this road?
I didn't quite catch it. What did you say?
Have we a way of going past this road unnoticed? There are Yuan-Ti patrolling it.
I mean, even scaling it and getting up on top of it makes you a pretty large target.
I would say you have to be invisible or extremely stealthy.
We do have a dust thingy with us that made us invisible, I believe. Or maybe I imagine it. Let's see.
We could potentially do some sort of teleportation as well, but I don't think we have.
I was thinking on keeping that one to the lava. We might need it. Nope. If I'm not missing anything, we don't have means of invisibility for all of us.
But I also see it's sorry for breaking character, but I see it's getting kind of late, and I have a lot to do. To
Absolutely.
So I would prefer not starting anything new today as well.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
We'll be ending very shortly. Don't you worry. In about 9 minutes.
Great.
Yeah. Oh,
but should we try to cross the street?
Yeah, let's do it.
There is one thing I could do, that is make us walk on water again and see if we can walk along the coastline to stealth around.
Thing is, if we do that, we are actually walking a lot more. I don't know which one is best, if cross or I don't know. In any case, water walking is a useful thing to have, regardless. So I will do it
It
anyway.
it's 500, 600 feet. It's not that long to walk, time wise, and it's a ritual.
Hmm. All right. I suggest we do that first, the ritual, and then go around. Then, good
Sure.
idea.
I will sit down for 10 minutes here then
Mm-hmm.
and cast water walk on everyone.
Okay, so where are you going to head afterwards?
I would say in between the buildings, up to the temple where we were lost, and then down to the water somewhere around here. For some reason, I don't have this select.
Over to there?
Either up there or even down. And then following the coast from the latest point to somewhere around here,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of walking on the edge.
Okay. Are you going to try and be stealthy?
Yes,
Alright. Then you'll spend time casting. How long does your water walking last for?
an hour.
An hour. You'll be cutting it close if you cast the water walking now, because bearing in mind the thick vegetation will be
Fair enough.
slowing you
We
down.
we
You
could cast it when we're closer to the temple.
You'd be better off, yeah. So why don't you roll a group stealth check for me to get to the temple? Um,
With this advantage, that will be.
Not with disadvantage.
You
He
don't.
wears medium armor.
It's the armor.
Yeah.
So 4.
Well, everyone else,
Cling,
we've got
cling, cling,
needs.
cling, cling.
We just need
Basically.
Yelena. Clink, clink.
Oh.
Clink, 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 clink.
Come on, Yelena.
Like prayer to Ayun that
Alright.
she knows how to move quietly.
A
Guidance,
9.
aka.
Okay.
But in a sharpening knives as she walks or something.
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
Right behind everybody sharpening.
And then let's get a group perception check at the same time. As you continue walking through between the rows of houses towards the shrine you have already pilfered, those of you who get a 12 or above, you notice the comings and goings along the walking path of some Yuan patrols. Not as very frequent. It takes you a good half an hour to get to the shrine, but glimpsing between the houses, you notice a couple of them. As a group, you all manage to reach there stealthily and you do not attract attention. Lunan, you manage to cast your water walking spell on the group. And then I assume you guys are all going to lower yourselves into the water. It is
Into of the water. Yeah.
270 to 300 feet around the river bank down to the base, basically where this tree crosses over.
I would say we go in about 230 to 240 feet above the tree.
Yep, so at the back of the shrine. About there.
Exactly.
That's shrine.
Yeah. So you've basically done a straight line all the way across through the houses, all the way to the coastline, or the river,
Yeah.
Then hop into the river and then water walk all the way down to the base of the tree.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You are standing on the water. The riverbank itself is about 5 foot high. And in front of you and above you, the tree almost passes over you. Arr. Sorry.
Or matey.
Arr,
Yeah.
I actually have a map that I'm gonna hold on. That I'm gonna have to reload, aren't I?
Oh no,
I
the map could not be loaded.
Hang on. Let me just save.
Yeah.
It
what are
was up and looking.
if you find the solution, Stefan? Please tell me. I will need it this weekend.
Anyone? It looks like you're using a Google driving. Please make sure the get link model says anyone with the link can use. You may also need to disable ad block.
Yeah, yeah, that I have checked already. So fuck me.
For some reason, it also says for me, and this might be just pure coincidence, but it also gives me a pop-up that says your DM is currently not currently hosting a gaming session.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
I've
know if
gotten
there's.
that all day.
Yeah.
I don't know
been
if that's
getting,
something you
new
have
tabs
to.
opening.
I don't know if that is something you have to flick somewhere. I don't know.
It might
I
just be the
believe
build is a bit.
I believe
Maybe.
that's the new function of D&D Beyond. They just launched a 2BBTT. I believe they are two separate things happening here.
Okay.
I'll have to have a look into it and see why it's not. I did read something that there was another file sharing thing, but I'll have to put all my maps onto there. Never mind. Okay,
It's
well,
a good point to end the session, anyways. So
it is because as you are standing on the water and you're about to climb up the riverbank, 2 arrows come flying out of the dark towards you. And now I can't load the Omu map either, can I?
I haven't seen the Omo map, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was seeing the Omu map. Now I'm not.
Well, we will end the session there tonight on that heart-stopping breaker.